Today, I'm going to talk about a game I actually liked. I grabbed Graveyard Keeper when it was free on Steam a couple months ago, and it exceeded my admittedly low expectations. I had some minor quibbles with it that escalated until they did make me stop playing after about 17 hours, but it's definitely possible I'll go back to it. Graveyard Keeper is a Stardew Valley-like management game wherein you play as a nameless beardy fellow who wakes up in a mysterious, spooky world where he is apparently meant to restore a dilapidated graveyard. I quite liked this protagonist. He gives strong Dante from Clerks, "I'm not even supposed to be here today" vibes, and is constantly complaining about the mysterious circumstances he finds himself in. This approach really works to get you into the world, and you will need motivation because the game throws a lot of characters and systems at you very quickly. The spooky world itself is similar to Barovia, the Dungeons & Dragons setting for the Ravenloft campaigns written by Tracy Hickman. It's gothy, vaguely medieval, vaguely Eastern European. Upon booting up, you're immediately introduced to two of the best characters in the game. The first is Jerry, an alcoholic talking skull who guides you through the, frankly, inadequate tutorial portion of the game. I know. I have brought shame upon my house by acknowledging the tutorial, but it is not optional, and it is integrated well into the first few minutes of gameplay. The second is Based Comrade Donkey, who delivers you the corpses for your graveyard. Based Comrade Donkey knows the power of withholding his labor and is not about to let some hapless kulak appropriate the surplus value without him getting his share, and thus immediately strikes for better working conditions. I loved everything about this. I loved his antagonistic personality, because the boss is not your friend. I love that you cannot progress until his demands are met, because without our brains and muscle, not a single wheel can turn. And I love that he took a big shit in the middle of the road and you can slip on it. Great stuff. Really hooked me and made me want to keep playing. There's a whole cast of other characters who exist to give you quests to progress through the story and ever-escalating chores. They're maybe not as clever and interesting as Jerry and Based Comrade Donkey. Oh wow, a greedy, lazy bishop. That's an archetype that's been around for at least 1,000 years. But there's a tortured poet, an evil cardinal, a mysterious astrologist, and my personal favorite, a smelly hippie named Dig who sells you dope. I wouldn't be surprised if these characters get developed further as you progress through the rest of the plot beyond where I stopped playing, as the writing is overall quite good. Very good, even. I admit that I am biased against pixel art games in general. I feel like they often indicate cheap shovelware and don't have a lot of personality. I remember back in the olden days having trouble getting into the Nintendo Final Fantasy games because I couldn't tell what the fuck I was looking at half the time. Graveyard Keeper, however, really put effort into looking good. Look at the wheat sway while you're walking through it. Look at how you leave footprints everywhere. Look at the spooky fog. Look at the cool waterfall. I really appreciated the details, and they come together to make the world feel, well, alive, counterintuitively. How is the sound and music? I have no idea. I played this entirely while listening to an audiobook. It's probably fine. I don't care. Another thing that I really liked about this game is that the dialogue progresses without you having to hit a button to get the next speech bubble. This was great because I typically eat a snack while gaming in the middle of the night, and I didn't have to get Cheeto dust all over my enter key while watching the cutscenes play out. I really wish this was an available feature in JRPGs. There are a ton of items in the game, and they all have unique uses. This is great for immersion, but has the major downside of turning me into a compulsively hoarding pack rat because I have no idea which seemingly useless doodad I'm going to want 10 stacks of in the mid-game. These items also all interact together in complex ways that I had a lot of trouble keeping track of, but more on that later. Let's talk about the game's systems a little bit. The greedy bishop has you cleaning up the graveyard next to the church, which is apparently the purpose of your existence. To do this, you have to have high-quality graves and high-quality bodies. Based Comrade Donkey brings you one body for each 5 carrots that you leave in his box, and you perform your occult autopsy on the corpse to both pull body parts out for arcane use and also to raise or lower the quality of the body, measured in white skulls. A higher quality body will give you more graveyard beauty points if you give it a nice grave. If you give a nice grave to a lower quality body, you will only receive points up to the body quality score. This is super confusing and not explained well. but it works overall once you get the hang of it. You unlock better graves and the ability to pull out more body parts by navigating an overwhelming skill tree. It's great that there's so much depth and complexity to the systems, but I found myself having to refer to the wiki more than I would have liked. Also, I would constantly forget what I had started doing 5 minutes ago because there are a lot of different paths to advance and they all need different items. Primarily, you will be completing quests for different NPCs. Several of these interactions are locked behind different days of the week, which is annoying and not fun. I don't want to have to keep track of if it's Venus Day and I have to go talk to the barfly singing lady or whatever. I just want that interaction to be available because I will forget to do it on the correct day and remember to do it on the incorrect day. This system had me role-playing depression a lot and staying in bed for days at a time. But don't worry, there's plenty to keep you busy while you wait another week to give a candle to the zombie chained up in the basement or whatever. There are a number of chores that exist mostly to give you basic crafting items that are then refined by the skills you unlock in the tech tree. There are a lot of them to keep track of, like just for wood, there's wood logs, wood sticks, wood planks, wood billets, wood beams, wood wedges, wood flitches. So have fun keeping track of which one you need for any given item you want to craft. And you have pretty limited inventory space, so also have fun discovering you're one billet short of a cremation pyre and schlepping back to your storage box. The basic crafting resources are unlocked by your usual survival craft activities. You've got your cutting down trees, you've got your mining rocks, you've got your cooking, you've got your alchemy, you've got your farming, you've got your fishing, fishing? Why is there fishing in this game? For real? No one likes fishing mini. They take you out of the gameplay to stare blankly at the screen. This makes no sense in the context of the game I'm playing, and it's just a lazy copy and paste job of the fishing from Stardew. Why is this here? Well, this game is pretty well put together. I'm sure they wouldn't do something dumb like lock progression behind an unfun, thematically inappropriate minigame. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why are you making me do this? The fishing was the final straw for me. I was already having trouble keeping track of what I was meant to be doing at any given time, and then just couldn't be asked to check the wiki yet again to see which fish varieties were caught on what day in which body of water. Just why? Why would you put this in here? Overall, though, I had fun with Graveyard Keeper, and I would definitely give it a recommend. Writing up this review has motivated me to give it another go. Definitely go give this fun game a try if you like Harvest Moon-like management games, or fishing, I guess. And remember, you have nothing to lose but your chains. The concept of wood.